All right. Hello, Leo. How are you? Welcome. This is going to be from now, which is the 6th of July through July 15th. I apologize. I meant to have this out sooner. It was supposed to be from the 1st through the 15th, but life happens. Anyway, so now through the 15th for the sign of Leo. This will be a general reading. I will be putting out another video within a week for the second half of July, just so you know. So look forward to that. Welcome to Through the Veil Healing and Ascension. On this channel, I am fully focused on personal spiritual healing and ascension. We do a lot of shadow work and whatnot around here. What information Spirit actually shares with me will always and has always come from the underlying energy of just helping the person I'm reading align with their highest self. I do actually use the Thoth deck as well. I feel like that deck is kind of made specifically for that purpose. But it also has a little bit different of a system than the Rider-Waite-Smith decks that most people use and most people are familiar with. It's a lot more intricate, actually. So if you see me giving you an explanation that maybe doesn't quite fit with the Rider-Waite-Smith based decks, that's why. I also kind of read intuitively, so what comes through, and that's how I'm going to give it to you. Anyway, now that my little spiel is out of the way, I'm going to assume that if you're still here, that it is because you are committed to spiritual growth. So, get ready to dig deep, do some shadow work, and buckle on up. I believe that if you are here, Spirit has brought you here, even if by the help of an algorithm, and that there is a message in this reading that you need to hear. That said, please keep in mind that this is a general reading for Leo. I have some favorite Leos. I'm going to send this to them. I always send this to them. I also have some favorite other signs. I should probably start sending them to everyone. But I specifically know 2 Leos that would love to get their messages. So I'm going to do that. What was I saying? Okay, general reading for the sign of Leo. So that means you might have to take the messages as they resonate. Cross watchers, you're of course more than welcome to watch. But again, take it as it resonates. That might mean that you switch the roles around, or perhaps if I'm giving a specific example, it isn't quite what you're going through, but they have the same like underlying energetic vibe. Then again, just apply it as necessary. Apply it as it resonates to you, right? So whatever way Spirit's leading you to apply it, do it that way. I do want to take a moment just to kind of like align our energies. So the first thing that you can do, please, is like the video and subscribe, hit the alarm bell, share, follow me on all the other social media stuff. It's all listed in the comments, or not in the comments, I'm sorry, the description. But at least like and subscribe, if you will. Not only does that help me kind of grow the channel, which I want to do, obviously, but it helps complete like the energetic cycle, like exchange, helps strengthen that, so I'm able to read energy a little bit better. And then next, what we're going to do is take 3 deep breaths together, in through the nose, filling up the belly, and then out completely through the mouth. The first one, when you breathe out, what you're going to do is just kind of let everything go, clear your mind. The second one, what you're going to do is you're going to ground, so feel really heavy in your seat, like you're almost going to break it, or if you're standing up, imagine like roots coming out of your feet, like tree trunks. And the third one, you're going to set the intention in your brain to just open up to Spirit, to God, Source, Spirit, the universe, your angels, whatever you want to call it, whatever terminology, it's all the same to me. So you're just going to open up. Let's go ahead and take those 3 deep breaths together. I can speak, I promise. Anyway, first breath in through the nose. And out. Release. In through the nose. Ground. In through the nose. Open. That feels amazing, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me with that. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Now, again, this is just going to be a general reading. What Spirit wants you to know to align with your highest self. It is not, I mean, it has a timestamp on it. It's intended for that time. But if you find it later, then apply it as it resonates, because I believe Spirit gave it to you for a reason. Anyway, the first card, what we're going to do... Oh, Spirit said we're done. First card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, or what the first card is the overall energy of the situation, of what you're dealing with. And then the second card is what to focus on. The third card is what to avoid. The fourth card is either like possible outcome or what to look for in the near future. And then the fifth card will be like last word from Spirit, or final advice from Spirit. So let's go ahead and pull those. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance today with all of the readings. Thank you for your continued blessings. This one's hot right over here. You're answering me before I even ask the question, but please, Spirit, give us 5 cards for Leos. That one was the overall energy. This one here is what to focus on. This one here is what to avoid. This one here, where is it? This one's going to be what possible outcome. It's buried, it's saying. Okay. This one, okay. Possible outcome or what to look for in the future. And then final advice from Spirit. They all have come from this direction. That one. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. I'm very grateful. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords, which is the cruelty card. This card is specifically talking about being cruel to ourselves. So we're... All right. Yeah. I'm getting this whole... Okay. I'm getting a whole reading at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I'm going to just kind of go through these real quick, and then we'll look into what I actually pulled. I'm interested to see how much it aligns. Okay, so the 9 of Swords, cruelty, is all about like kind of beating yourself up with some sort of like self-deprecating belief you have of yourself. That was redundant, but it's like the kind of energy of some sort of belief you have within yourself that you had from like childhood. So maybe from your parents or from a teacher or something. Very often this comes through with like energy of like lack of self-worth or fear of abandonment or whatever it is. There's something that's within your psyche, within yourself, that you got from childhood, and you're using it to kind of beat up yourself. So I'm not good enough for this job. I'm not good enough for that relationship. I can never do the right thing, blah, 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 blah. So whatever it is, you have something in your head that you're bullying yourself on. This is leading to disappointment. I mean, that's pretty much straightforward, and also sorrow. So, I mean, it's just, you have this emotional junk is what you're dealing with. This is the 2 of Discs, which is change. It's all about making the changes necessary. You have not been going kind of inside and looking at yourself. It feels like you're very much trying to please other people or doing for other people rather than doing the inner work that you need to do for yourself. This is leading to a lack of strength, but if we're able to switch it around, or how we do switch it around, is embodying the energy of the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is, most people see it as love, and it is love, but it not necessarily, depending on the reading, it can be romantic love. But more often, and in this case specifically, this is not more about like embodying like that whole universal unconditional love. So you can see this just like that most purest love of all, coming from God's source spirits, coming into you, into your overflowing cup, because your cup is full. And then you're also grounded in that love here in the 3D, but then it just radiates out from you. You could see that in the card itself. So that's what you have, or that's the energy you want to embody. That includes love of yourself. You see, the first person who's getting any kind of love is this cup, and it's being filled with this, this connection with spirit and the grounding with the earth. It's filling in and of yourself. So loving yourself first and foremost, and then you're able to give of yourself and radiate that love to the world around you. So that's going to be your answer to figuring out whatever, or getting over whatever it is that you're beating yourself up on. That's going to come into play when you're able to kind of get out of your emotions and more kind of observe and start taking control of your emotions. That's all from the bottom of the deck. You got a whole bunch of other cards because Spirit just had me keep pulling them. Kind of told the whole story. So let's see what is on your actual cards. Wow. Okay. So it's time for changes. It's time for you to do exactly what Spirit just told you to do, and going inward and embodying this love, right? You have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is definitely about money. That's one of the things. But the money is just a side effect of this overall change in your whole life, this overall change in what you're allowing to be your driving force. So if you're allowing your self-deprecating thoughts to kind of just hold you back, it's about changing that. It's about throwing them off and cycling back up, renewed in the love of yourself first and foremost, and then the love of the world around you. Okay, so interesting. What to focus on? You have the Queen of Wands, but it's inverted. So when this is inverted, that's interesting. That's a nice dynamic, given that you had the Nine of Swords. When the Queen of Wands is inverted, I might pull a clarifier card on this. But it's more about humbling yourself, or needing to humble yourself. So the Queen of Wands, she's been through like the dark night of the soul, right? Along with what used to be her Black Panther. But she healed so much and ascended so much that she was imperceivable to humans around her. She reached goddess-like status. So she had to humble herself up or down enough, embody this orange color versus this bright whatever you couldn't perceive. The Black Panther had become a lion. Anyway, humbled her and her pet down enough. That's where you get the spots are reminders of the past. But she humbled herself, remembering everything that she'd been through enough to then be able to give of herself humbly to the world around her. Now this is inverted. So what that's telling me is a number of things. You might outwardly, in order to kind of make up for what's really happening on the inside, is this energy here. This self-deprecating energy. You might outwardly try to combat that energy by being over kind of cocky with yourself or about yourself to other people, even though that's not what is internally playing. But outwardly, that's what you're showing. And that makes sense because you're a Leo. But we need to focus on the fact that we want to kind of come into balance. Like you want to have this upright. Is really you want to humble yourself enough that you're useful to other people. So what this is basically telling me is that you're tackling this problem wrong. You don't tackle this problem by turning around and just being like this, being overly boastful, or cocky. You tackle this energy by digging it out by its roots, humbling yourself around it, doing the shadow work around it, integrating all parts of yourself, and then thoroughly loving on yourself, and then radiating that love to other people, not by like boasting yourself up, which is what that card is leading me to believe is happening. All right, and then so what to avoid. Now this is another interesting one. You have the Princess of Discs. Now the Princess of Discs she's actually kind of similar to the Queen of Wands, but she's fully in the work of giving back to the world around her. She is pregnant with ideas, new masteries. She's fully imbalanced with who she is, and she's now giving back. You see this wand is actually it goes all the way to the sky, so it's divinely inspired guidance, and she's wielding her magic on the world around her. But this is in the avoid section. So what this is telling me is that within this change, and looking at this energy here and this one here and everything else that followed it, is now is not the time for you to try to focus on others, so to speak. Like, we really need to heal this energy, like, authentically, before we're able to focus on pursuing whatever our dharma is, or how we're giving back to the world around us. Like, there's just that nugget of a block there for you, and I feel like it's going to emotionally drain you if you're not able to really kind of dig that out and fill that void with self-love first. Okay, so, and that makes a lot of sense. So likely outcome or possible future situation, or near future, and this is how it's really coming into me. It's like, this is what's coming up next, but this is what you need to go through to get over. This is what your next journey is, or the next leg of your journey is. You have the card number 14 in the Major Arcana, which is art, similar to the Temperance card and the other decks, but it's inverted. So you're going to go through a period of time where I feel like you're kind of being pulled in two directions. You have a responsibility, but then you have this spiritual side of you, this spiritual self, this gift that you want to share, this passion in life, that you want to give of yourself to, but taking care of the responsibility part is kind of keeping you from that. That makes sense. And you're going to struggle with integrating, because the responsibility part is definitely something that you care about too, but you might, for a while at least, struggle to kind of bring those parts of yourself into balance. It'll happen, but it's just going to take a minute to get that wheel turning, right? And then final advice, this is perfect. This is crazy. This is the third reading in a row this card has come out. The final advice from Spirit is the Priestess. So go inward, go inward, go inward, go inward. Meditate, journal, do art projects, whatever it is that helps you find your meditative center. That's how you're going to survive all of this. That's how you're going to get to where you can embody this energy, so that way you're not, stuck beating yourself up and you're disappointed and you're sad because you're not able to balance all the parts of your life. Changes are happening, right? Stay focused inward. Don't I'm getting a download. Hold on. Don't worry about giving too much of yourself right now, because you're going to need to pour into yourself. You need to pour that energy into balancing yourself so you can create that change in your life. And then just remember that you don't want to become cocky in order to overcome this energy. We really want to do authentic shadow work. You want to embody the hermit and have strength and can make sure you're controlling your emotional state. And don't overthink about it. These cards can go on forever. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that resonates with you guys. I think it will for one of my Leo friends. And they know who they are, so they can talk to me later about it. And this just popped out. Okay, look at. I'm going to give you this one too because it just popped out so clearly. It's the Death card. The Death card is about cutting away the old for the new. And in this case, I think it's cutting away those old blocks, cutting away those old ideas about yourself and really having confidence and allow that confident spirit to come through after you've cut out those old ties. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Leo. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here because it's already over 20 minutes. These are supposed to be under 15. I'll have a next video out here for you within the week for the rest of the month. But please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below if there is a topic you want me to cover next time. Otherwise, you have a great rest of the day, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.